I went off on a really huge tangent and I wiped out the whole episode. Let's start over again. I'm talking about Starship Troopers, which is a very, very misunderstood book by a lot of people. I would challenge you to sit down and read the book and keep an open mind, and also realize that this is the same person who wrote The Moon is a Harsh Mistress. Look at the time frames as when those books were published, realize what that implies about the author, and also realize that the setting of Starship Troopers does not negate the setting of The Moon is a Harsh Mistress and vice versa. He is not talking about those concepts. He is talking about things that are a little bit more abstract. If you want to take a look at the government in Starship Troopers, I'm sure we can all have a really long discussion about how horrible and horrendous the government is. Ooh, boo, 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 hiss, hiss, hiss. Yes, yes, yes. But, and this is the important point, the issue is that what he establishes in this story is talking about military might. And honestly, I think this is something a lot of people really need to have a conversation about right now. I wonder why. And he expresses this as a form of violence, but he is not talking about violence like, a guy attacking another person. That is not what he is talking about. In fact, actually, he goes to great lengths to emphasize that a strong military power would have strong consequences, authoritarian ones, on people who tried to use violence on a personal level, on an individual level. And you can see a great deal of truth in that. What he's actually trying to get at is he's trying to get at this notion that, at the end of the day, you can talk one way, you can do one thing, you can be one way, but if you don't actually commit real power to that action, that word, that idea, then nothing will really happen. And I personally take a great deal of delight in this because, when the internet was young and mostly full of not everyone, I got into a ton of arguments with people predicting that we would pretty much be in this situation that we are in today. And everyone would scoff and laugh at me and go, oh, poo-poo, there's no going to be war no more. We're done. No one's going to do that no more. We all understand each other. We can communicate. We can have world peace. Yeah, how's that going for you guys? Anyway, this is the point. Right now, we have a situation where one country is attacking another country. And this is actually not just one country. I'm referring to an individual country and we'll call it hypothetical situation. And another country isn't doing anything to stop them. And, it's interesting because we could actually switch this up. I'm sure that most people are going to be thinking Ukraine, but we could pull out like Syria or, Palestine instead, but hey, we'll just use a hypothetical here. So this one country attacks another country and everyone says you should stop. But the one country has nukes, so they can kill everyone on the planet. Is anyone going to stop them? No. And I actually wrote a thing about this, and I actually basically said, you know what? If every single person on the planet had a nuclear bomb, we would all be a really polite society. And you want to know how many people would cheat other people? None. And this is really the kind of thing that people need to understand. Yes, would you try and upset me? Would you try and cheat me? Would you try and anything me if I had the ability to kill you, your family, your friends, everyone you love with a click of a button? And the answer is no. And the same applies to countries. Yes, and this is kind of the issue where we are today. You have a country, it attacks another country. All the other countries say, hey, you shouldn't do that. And the one country goes, oh, what are you going to do? And they're like, well, we're going to try and stop you. And you're going to go, oh, yeah? Well, you get involved in this with your soldiers and stuff, and we'll declare war. And, that means, which is bad for everyone. And so everyone goes, oh, okay, well, we'll just, send support, or will this, or will that. And at the end of the day, where are we right now is we are looking at one country enforcing its will on another country, and everyone else is standing around doing nothing because they cannot do anything to stop it. And you might like it, and you might hate it. And it changes nothing because you do not have the ability to do anything to stop it. And that is the whole point of Starship Troopers, guys. He says it a lot better than me. I would encourage you to pull out the book and try it out yourself. And then I would encourage you to read Moon is a Harsh Mistress first, to be honest. I would actually recommend it first because it gives you a better understanding of the person who's writing these stories and gives you a better insight as to his, we'll call it longer-term perspective. He is really not trying to defend a certain style of government, which is what most people think he's doing because they've never read the book and they've never read any of his other books. And the end result is they can take it out of context, oh my goodness, and distort it into whatever they want. Anyway, you guys have a good one.